So, today is going to be an interesting day. First off, Crown Plaza. That's a really nice hotel, and I got a really sweet deal. Never underestimate the last-minute deals you can get on hotels when they're just trying to fill rooms to get a profit. I bet you the vast majority of people who stayed here paid well over $100 for it. For me, it was like 70 bucks with 70 bucks including tax. But anyway, today I'm going around New York City. I'm not going through New York City because it's a parking lot, and they nickel and dime you for going over the bridges and in the tunnels, and so it's just not worth it. It's faster actually to go around. So it's how do you go around it to make it interesting. I kind of hope this day doesn't suck because I hope I can kind of enjoy the ride, and kind of stay off the highways. But we'll see how it goes. Got to go north, then west, then south, and we'll see how that goes. Whew. Let's give her a shot. Now, setting off, I'm going to admit a little trepidation I had because, well, geez, when you're in the New York City area, you just think, oh God, this is just going to be a terrible, terrible ride. I'm going to be stuck in the urban jungle, or what I like to call suburban riding, where you just go from strip mall to strip mall to strip mall, and you hit light after light after light. So I actually did spend a plethora of time before setting off actually planning the trip, and I planned things through try to hit as many parks as possible or whatnot in order to kind of get around the city. Going through the city, God, they nickel and dime you the whole way through there. But I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, just look at some of the views I had here of just cutting through the trees. I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't really spectacular anyway, but it was so much better than like the stop and go in traffic or just the highway jaunter of just like like all the way. So I did get some curves. I did get to ride through a lot of different areas that kind of relaxed you a little bit. There wasn't much traffic because there was a highway not too far away. I mean, it takes a little more time, but I'm in no rush. I truly enjoyed this kind of trip. This was actually on I even forget the highway number, but kind of going through, nice and peaceful setup. I mean, people could be jogging out here, and I'm sure this park that I was going through is quite active in the summer. I mean, I just think it's like because it's a weekday and the school buses are out and everyone's going to their jobs. I mean, I think that's the reason why you don't see a lot of people. I'm sure, like on the weekends, this place probably gets pretty packed. I did see plenty of school buses, so there are people who actually do live out here, kind of out by themselves. The houses look kind of nice, so I imagine most of the people out here got quite a bit amount of money. And yeah, this was actually quite fun, kind of like just cutting through all the things. I was a little concerned because I did see a couple deer here and there, but they kept their distance, so I'm cool with that. So here I am at something State Park, just north of New York City. And as you can see, nice little recreational spot. Kind of a little bit of a thoroughfare between two highways. I guess people trying to avoid the highway because from what I hear there was an accident there. But I was never going to take it in the first spot. So far this has been actually surprising. I'm pleasantly surprised so far. I thought this was going to be a lot worse and I was going to be bored to tears, but there's a lot more decent riding to this than I thought. So, might walk around this park a little bit before heading off. Too bad No, it's too early in the morning. I'm not hungry. I already had a breakfast. That was a cool stop. And here I actually did get a couple turns, which I was able to kind of like weave back and forth. Oh, it was quite fun. I highly enjoyed it. So here I am in a small little town. This is called Cold Springs, and it's right on a lake north of New York City, in the middle, like near a state park or just in a state park, just outside it, something like that. Or maybe this is the Hudson River. Could be the Hudson River. Anyway, this is a small little town. Great place to kind of see the visit. They got a lot of old style stuff. I mean, it's early in the morning, so there's not a lot open at the moment. It's only like 9 a.m. So, okay. I'll look around the town. I'm probably not going to stay here long because, you know, I don't want to sit and wait for everything to open to actually explore. And I'm probably going to hit another other small towns along the way. But these exist just north of New York City, so if you can get out of that city, you should. Here after that stop at the town, I mean, I just actually went right up the Hudson River, and it was the Hudson River. And following a river is always a good call. I mean, that's one of those things. It's like, you don't know where you are, what's going to be a good ride. Find a road that just follows river. Usually it's a good road. And just kept on moving to this next area. This next area was kind of interesting because I did kind of plan out that I was going to do it. So I'm walking here. I'm in a park. I think it's a state park. And what this park is, it's a divide between New Jersey and Pennsylvania. So I'm walking through the park right now on one of the many trails, and over there you can see the river. I believe that's the Delaware River, and it separates Pennsylvania from New Jersey. That house on the other side, that's New Jersey. Pennsylvania, New Jersey. So this road just runs right along it. Now hopefully there's some better views. Haven't really seen too many so far. I mean, you can kind of tell some stuff through the trees, but I haven't really been able to, like, there hasn't been really that much scenic stuff going on. But hopefully that will change. It's just the start. I mean, I think it's only like 30-40 minutes long, so hopefully there's something like a nice little overlook or a nice little spot. I mean, I've seen plenty of picnic areas and stuff like that. Maybe there's some camping, but haven't really seen that much scenic stuff. So, okay, you know, here's hoping that it improves. Yeah, the divide between New Jersey and Pennsylvania is quite dramatic. There's a whole national park there, that state park there that separates them, and it's I guess it's pretty active with camp, like picnickers. I didn't see much I did see some campgrounds, but I didn't see a whole lot. I saw a lot more picnic recreational areas for people rather than like campsites. There were tons of trails, nice easy trails, nothing like difficult or hard, not like you were going to be, you know, hiking up mountains or anything. Everything was pretty laid out, and I walked up some of them, a few of them, as I kind of went through here. It was fun. I would highly recommend if you're in the area, and if you're stuck in the area and you have nothing else to do, you know, this wouldn't be a bad place to be. I mean, I would just say, I mean, it's better than New Jersey. I'm right next to the river. Been kind of just traveling along. For the most part, you don't see it. You just see access to campgrounds. As for scenic, you know, there's a lot of trees. You can't see too much. You know, but you're right next to this kind of side of the hill, so it's kind of interesting. I mean, it's more than what I expected today, because, you know, when you're near New Jersey and New York, you don't really expect, New York City, you don't really expect to like get much nature or to have anything that's like resembling a good ride. But pleasantly surprised, and I'm gonna keep on moving forward. It's nice to be out of the cold, so it's probably in the 50s, I would say, if I were to guess, which is far better than the 30s. Here's where I got more and more concerned. Kind of getting out of it. I was concerned because, you know, you're leaving it and heading down towards. I was headed towards Delaware, and I know, like, you know, Delaware is right there, and you know, Philadelphia is kind of, it's just this smodge podge of cities that are so close together. You got, you know, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., all just kind of slathered right next to each other. So I just, you know, it just kind of puts like a little fear in your, not like fear like something's gonna happen, just fear of just complete and total boredom. But there are some areas that are in there that are worthwhile. But yeah, I did get caught up and stuck in a few kind of like suburban riding details where it was just like going nowhere, anywhere soon. Ugh. I'm gonna say this, today's ride was not so great, and not that I had any problems. There was no accidents, no trouble with the bike. But mainly it's like this, you know, you're driving through, and there's like strip mall, a lot of it like that. If you're coming to like the Delaware area, South Philadelphia, just use the highways. Just use the highways to get where you're going, and you'll get there faster, and it's more interesting. Probably the same amount of interesting. It's just you just get there quicker. You don't have to deal with this. So I thought I was going to a state park. Lied to I was. This is a racetrack and a casino. I guess they found a loophole in their own laws to put a racetrack and a casino in. So what I thought was going to a state park, I ended up at a casino. Delaware for you. And that was this trip. And, well, you know, sometimes you have to go through these things in order to get where you want to go.